Hi guys, welcome to another segment of Esteemable Acts Wednesdays with me, Francine. So earlier today, I was in a conversation with someone and we were talking about inventory, taking my inventory, your inventory, our inventory. We were talking about looking at ourselves and really being honest in looking at ourselves. And so it got me thinking about how important it is for business to take stock of its assets and its liabilities. And if it doesn't do that, it might find itself down the road really in trouble, wanting to blame somebody or something else for why it found itself there. And I thought it's the same thing with me. You know, I have to constantly take a look at myself. What are my assets? What are the things I do really well? But what are those things that sometimes need a little bit tweaking? And so I was thinking about how I'm pretty organized. I'm usually on top of things. I'm really good at keeping commitments. But every now and then I fall short. And I guess it was a couple of weeks ago, I had been invited to do something for someone. And normally I, get a follow-up from someone if I'm asked to do something. And I also normally will follow up myself. Well, as it stood, I missed that appointment. And honestly, I was like really upset at myself because I don't like to miss things. Again, I'm a commitment keeper. I value that in myself. And when I don't do it, I don't like that. And so I had to stop and take a look. Now, I could blame them for not following up, but the reality is I'm always having to look at me. What could I have done differently? Well, number one, I could have followed up. I could have made sure it was on my calendar and followed up. Now, it was on my calendar, but somehow I got tied up doing something and it just slipped my mind. That was crazy. That was on me because it actually was on my calendar. So for me, the important piece in that whole issue was, what could I have done differently? Again, I could blame them for some things, but it wasn't about them. It was about me. And that's where I always have to go when something goes wrong in my life. The first place I have to go is take a look at myself and see, okay, what could I have done differently? Now, there are clearly times when something's not my fault, but that's not the case always. Whereas I remember growing up, it was always somebody else's fault. If something went wrong, it was never my fault. I was the one with victim written, on my forehead. But today I know enough to know that I need to take responsibility for my part. What could I have done differently? So I ask you today to think about that and doing your own inventory if you're willing. I mean, not everybody's even willing to look at themselves, but if you are willing, what could you do differently? Has there been an instance in your life in the last week or 2 weeks where you were prone to want to blame someone else for something that happened, when maybe had you stopped and taken a look, taken stock of your part in it, what could you have done differently? Okay, that's it for now. This is Francine, Esteemable Acts Wednesdays with me. And the topic today is inventory. Your inventory, my inventory, our inventory. Bye for now.